Welcome everyone to another episode of Garage Topics. Today we're getting back into Tundra content, which I'm excited about. It's been a long time coming. First things first, we need to get the Tundra inside the garage, but let me show you it first. We just got finished with 6 to 7 inches of snow here in good old Kentucky, and my vehicle of choice was the Tundra. It's very messy, as you can see, but don't worry, I have fluid film all over the frame. But the second that it is sunny and not freezing, which will be in the next 7 days or less, I'm going to power wash it and get all this salt off. But we need to get this Tundra in the garage so we can start our project. Ooh! I've made some modifications to the interior of this, but we'll get into that in another episode. We just got to get this thing in the garage because we need to change out the headlights. Here's the deal. This Tundra came with bone stock headlights when I first had it in one of my first reviews of this Tundra. They were fine, but I really wanted these black housing headlights. I installed them right when we were having our firstborn daughter. So these headlights are about a year and a half old. They looked great for the first almost a year, and then all of a sudden they started getting yellow, specifically the headlight area. And not only that, they started to get really like laminated, almost like a fish. So you could put your fingernails over the headlight and just like scales come off, like the plastic's just deteriorating, which is a real big bummer. It's funny because the turn signal areas are perfect. They look like brand new, but the headlight area just has gone bad. And my guess is that the high beam, low beam halogen in there is getting hot enough to cook up that plastic when the headlights are on and make it all funny. So that's my theory, but it's unfortunate. I was about to figure out, like, what do we do with these headlights? Do we get new ones? Do we try to fix these up? Wasn't sure. Thankfully, like, perfect timing, the great folks at Yeeter reached out to me. They are manufacturers of these headlights. I tried to confirm if they're made by the same facility or manufacturing process. Couldn't get the answers, so I'm going to take a gamble and put some new ones on, and I'll show you how they are and how to install them. Before we start installing these, I want to make a note of when you're buying these online, there's a difference between a double cab like this one is and a access cab, single cab. They look very similar, but they actually have different dimensions. So when you're purchasing online, make sure you specify whether it's a double cab, access cab, or single cab, and should be good. So in this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to install headlights in these Tundras. And if you're interested in buying your headlights from Yeeter, Yeet, it's not Y-E-E-T, it's Y-A-T-A. Link is in the description. There's actually a 10% coupon code in there if you want to go check them out. And I'm going to do a long-term review of these because I don't plan on getting rid of the Tundra anytime soon. So we'll do some periodic updates. But today, we just got to get them installed. Oh, look at this. A nice little present we got here. Oh, what could it be? Bam! Fresh headlights. I will tell you something. The packaging that these headlights came in, as far as the box that they came in from shipping, is a lot better quality than the other ones I had on these. So hopefully that's a good sign. But let's get these bad Larrys out of the box. Like I mentioned, the packaging on these is a lot better than what I've received in the past. Super nice, got the nice plastic protective on them. And then the reflectors, turn signal components are in this box, I believe. So we'll open this up, and once we take a look at these, we'll take these ones out because it's really very easy. It is all coming back to me why we did not make a video on this headlight install, because these original ones fit like garbage, meaning there's supposed to be a bolt here, but it never aligned, so you couldn't actually put it in. The clip here barely fit in, and then these like just wouldn't actually clip in. They wobbled around. I forgot how much of a nightmare this was. So fingers crossed these ones are going to be a lot better. I'm going to give this side some slack because this was hit at one point, so it might have tweaked it just a little bit. You can't tell though from the outside, but this side's perfectly fine, so we're going to use this side as a reference. Before we get started, you want to make sure where the beam is at for the headlights, meaning how far and how up does the beam project outside of your current setup on your headlights. If it's not optimal, you don't even need to worry about this, but if it is good, you want to keep track of it. So you ideally want a flat wall that you can look up against. Right now, we're going to use that Gulf head as the line. So the line are just above the chippers, but beneath the driver. So we're going to use that line and the line for that on the right as well. Looks like it's right at that sawhorse, that metal thing right there. So that's what we're going to use for our guideline for making sure when the new headlights go in, they go in the right space and are aimed correctly. What you would do first is you would unscrew the bolt here. You would remove this plastic clip here because that plastic clip connects this to this headlight. And then there's a 10mm right in here that you would undo as well. That's going to allow you to pivot this main headlight out so that this can just pull out, because it is only held in by those clips there, and it's like in place in the back. You'll see it. These tools from Harbor Freight are the best. They're like interior plastic clips, but there's tons of these on modern cars. Man, if I used a screwdriver, that would have snapped for sure, but good to go. Good old Milwaukee boy coming in the rescue. Gets the light down in here to find that 10mm, which is right there. Ain't no thing, baby. This headlight is free enough for you to pivot this around, like I said. So this here, wiggle it around some, and then this is gonna pop underneath this fender right here. Again, give yourself some room pushing here. I may need to do this 2 hands, but yeah, I'm gonna need to do this 2 hands, but this will just slide out. You'll unconnect, disconnect the light switch in the back, and then there's one bolt hidden down here that you'll see. Now, there we go. Slipped right out from there. And then these, I don't know. Someone's already labeled this from some other time. I'm just going to unscrew these for now, because it is very cold and those bulbs are fine, but this comes right on out. Like I mentioned, these just slide in and you're good to go. Now we're just going to get rid of this one 10mm bolt right here with the Milwaukee boy, and this headlight should come out. Man, tools are great. This is so easy. Man, this is bad. I'm gonna do a side-by-side on this headlight compared to the new one. There's some clips in the back here. I'm just gonna unclip them. That should be pretty self-explanatory. Boom, let's do some beauty or not so beauty shots of these side by side. I shouldn't need to do a whole lot of talking here. You can tell the quality is very, very different. I'm going to look to see if there's manufacturing differences between the two. So far, I am seeing a lot more quality in this one that I just got from Yeeter, so I'm very excited about that. I really hope this can be a good solution for everyone. But we'll take a look and see what the manufacturing differences are, if any. My old headlight's dirty, so it's kind of hard to gauge, but it almost looks like there's a little bit better seal in this one, so that's good. Looking at the sides here, this has like a QA check scanning thing where this literally has nothing on it and never did when I got it, so that's a good sign. Let's take a look at the back to see if there's any big differences on the back of this. So maybe the cap fell off, so there's a cap on the adjustment right here when this one does not have one, but I doubt it fell off. It does look a little different. I'm trying to find any major differences to see if this is made by a different manufacturer or not. You really want them to be similar as far as compared to the OEM headlights, so make sure that fitment is good. This is the old headlight. I don't care that it's literally hitting the ground because it's garbage. The only major difference I found, which is a good sign, is that you can tell that the writing of this is very different from the old one. Good sign. Another thing too is these QA check little paint marks and everything to verify that things have been installed correctly. I don't know if this is to match OEM quality or if it's just their own manufacturing specs, but these never had anything like that, so we're off to a good start. I'm hopeful that this is going to be a good solution for everyone with a Tundra. Time to put the new headlights back in. So I'm going to inspect this. I do not expect there to be any bulbs in here, and there are not. But there is like a plastic cap on these to stop condensation getting them in from shipping and such, which just like a piece of paper thing and sticky paper. Get that out. Good to go. All right, so I'm just going to switch over the headlights from the old one, the headlight bulbs, I should say, into this one. I'm actually going to do a whole separate video on bulbs, but for now, we just want to get these headlights installed and see how they look. These are the bulbs. These bulbs are fine on mine, so I'm going to put them back in the new ones. It's very simple. Once you remove this dust shield cap here, you've got this like little metal ring. You push down to like kind of get past this little obtrusion thing. And if I can actually do it with one-handed, it will be good, but you just got to take a look at it. You'll see that the ring gets adjusted over and up. So you fling the metal up. This can only go in one way. It's kind of dummy proof based on how these little thin tabs are on the back. So we slide this jimmy in here. And then this is not going anywhere as far as rotating side to side, but can push out. That's what this metal clip does. So you push down, clip it back in, boom, good to go, very easy. And since I didn't actually, since I took the whole bulbs out, I'm gonna see if these bulbs will just plug right into this, we'll see. Club Duty exclusive, you're in your boy's attic, and for good reason, I saved my old headlights, thank the Lord. These are the OEM headlights. What I need from these is that connector piece from, that goes to the little marker lamp, because the ones that came with those other crappy headlights are their own version. So I'm assuming these new Yeta headlights need the OEM connector piece, and we're gonna go confirm. Here it is. Let's go back down to the garage. We are back in the garage, and these are the difference. I'm just gonna pop this, I think it's like a 194, 168 little bulb, and I'm gonna pop it in this OEM one. This gray one is the OEM one. And if this fits in this new headlight, we know that there's a difference in the headlight housing, so that would be a good sign. All right, see if it, find its place. It's a little stubborn, but it fit right in. Let's see if I can give it that little turn it needs. Oh, it is a counterclockwise turn, but this one goes in buttery smooth. Put it in, boop. It's not going anywhere. This is a great sign. I think these headlights are gonna be a lot better than the other ones. But we'll check in 6 months to a year. All right, now we have all the bulbs in. We're ready to reinstall it back in here. That headlight's in. Now we need to put the side piece in. Get rid of this little plasticky tape stuff, which it looks like it's gonna be a nightmare. Good. All right, this is a freaking nightmare. This is the only thing that I've been very unhappy about with these headlights, is this stupid plastic shield tape stuff that makes it almost impossible to remove. It's like unnecessarily sticky. It's the glue that they used. It like separates the paper from the actual gluiness, and then the glue's so sticky that it gets stuck inside of it. It doesn't matter, you'll never see it, but what a nightmare. Another good sign for these headlights is that they retain all the OEM bulb clips or bulb fittings, where my other ones used some proprietary stuff of their own, which was junk. So I went upstairs and rubbed some more stuff off the old ones. I'm so glad I saved those, because this would have been a nightmare otherwise. So these headlights are great if you've got the OEM headlights you're replacing. If you have some aftermarket ones, just verify you may need to get some of these orange bulb clip connector things. Oh yeah, they snap right on in. Easy peasy. If you wanted, before you fully install these, you can turn the headlights on to verify that they work, which I'll do because I did it the first time just to make myself feel better before fully putting these all back together. You don't want to scratch the paint up, so just let it sit. Turn these on. All right, headlight works, that little small light works, and those both work. We are in business, so we'll turn those off and we'll finish installing this. So this just slides on in. The only bolt that holds this in is this top bolt, and this clips, there's a little clip right here on the back that slides into the actual main headlight. So let's go back to our order of operations so I don't get ahead of myself. So there's a bolt here that needs to be put in. Light it up. Slide it in. See if I can do this at the same time. Okay. All right, this side's in, and it looks great. It is 1,000 times better than the other side, which we'll do a quick sweeping pan to. That's new, that's old. So I get in the shot. Yeah, you can kind of see how bad this one's gotten over time. This one installed and fit is a lot better than the other brand I use. So far I'm really happy about this. So let's quickly do that other side. It's literally going to take me 10 minutes now that I know how to do this side, and we'll do a final look at what it looks like. Man, oh man, the fit and finish on these headlights is so much better than those other Amazon ones I used. I'm not even going to reference you them because I don't want you to have to worry about it. Just go check out the Yeta ones. These fit great. I'm looking forward to seeing how they held up over time, but you can tell they fit good, they look good, and you won't be disappointed. We'll do a final check of see how the beams look, and we'll take it down the road at night. We've got the new headlights in, and you can tell they're a little bit higher because that mark was down there before. So I'm going to adjust it down just a smidgen, and that's going to help us get to where we were at before, which was perfectly fine before. You could see somewhat good. We'll adjust the beam downs, and we'll go take it for a drive. Adjust the headlight angle. See those little metal spin wheel things? You put a screwdriver in here, a Phillips head, and you should turn it, and it'll turn this clockwise or counterclockwise to raise or lower the beam or make it side to side. There's another one all the way down here as well. But if that doesn't work, just get a flat head and kind of jam it in there and slowly work it your way. But you'll get it adjusted and it'll look fresh. Yeah, these headlights are more than adequate. The other ones weren't too bad, but they were starting to get there because of how foggy they were. These ones adjusted well, look super clean and crisp. Like I mentioned, I'm going to do another video about bulbs, but wanted to get these headlights in, and they are good to go. So, thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you like the content on the Tundra, because we've got a bunch more Tundra content coming. So, thanks a lot. Catch you guys later. Make sure you go to the doctors and get yourself checked out every year because it'll keep you alive for longer. Catch you later. Bye. Peace out.